Yo, what up? Peace and power to everybody who might catch this on the playback, or if you might just happen upon my live and want to join the conversation. The topic today is let's address our own issues first. And why is it always, incumbent upon Black people to involve everyone else when it comes to our issues? Why is that everyone else? And this also was inspired by a comment left on my last video about this topic from my dude Get This Smoke, and he said a lot of people are co-opting this movement. A lot of people are co-opting this movement. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are jumping on this bandwagon and finding an opportunity now, as they've always done, to now take really the attention off of what it really is and turn it into their own stuff. So you have vandals coming in, people who want to protest for another reason and another reason. They're pissed off at this and they're pissed off at that. But at which point do we keep it? Do we keep it basically on what truly started this, which was essentially a hate crime? A hate crime started this. I see some people now trying to, what's up, Lisa Bales? Hey, man, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you, man. You're the first person ever coming on live like this with me. I appreciate you, Lisa Bales. So I want to really talk about today, are Black people afraid to address our own issues without allowing other people to jump on and either glom on, co-opt, take over completely? Because that's what I see now. It's moved from an issue of a hate crime, which it was, and people are afraid to call it a hate crime all of a sudden. No, it's all of a sudden, issue. Oh, it's an issue of poor class and rich class and all this other BS. No, this is an issue of race. This is an issue, I said in my video before, this is an issue of the European keeping Black people in their place in the most brutal way possible. History has shown us that when the oppressor, the European, or whoever else had African people enslaved, the Arab, the Turk, had African people enslaved, one of the ways to keep them in line, because the slave population was usually bigger than the free population, especially over here in the Western Hemisphere. So I'll deal with that in the Western Hemisphere. I'll deal with that. Over here, the slave population was always bigger than the free population of European. And one of the ways they kept the black people in line was doing some of the most heinous crime, heinous murders to them, most brutal acts to them, in public, in broad daylight, in full view of the other captives. What they would do, people, I mean, we've heard about this. If you read Black Jacobins, which is basically a history of the Haitian Revolution with Toussaint, and he speaks about how slave owners would sometimes physically attack unruly slaves with their teeth, bite them, cannibalize them in front of other people, in front of the other slaves, to scare them. They would give them the four-post, which is essentially staking down their limbs in a spread eagle in the sun. There was a guy in Jamaica who was one of the most sadistic slave owners ever, and he used to make one slave defecate in the other slave's mouth in front of the others. Murder was common. We're talking about tying up pregnant women, cutting up the unborn baby. Here in my country, you have stories about people cutting off ears, castration, in front of other African people. So what happened to George Floyd is, again, just the latest scene in a 400 to 500-year-old stage play of conflict between the European and the African, the Black person. That's what it is. Don't ever doubt it. But here we have a situation now where our people are out in the streets and you have other groups who want to be allies. They want to be allies. But I'm realizing now that these other groups have started taking over the conversation. Started taking over the conversation. You have other black people who want to have a conversation about, no, this is not about race. Some of us want to talk about everything else except what it is. Except what it is. And we don't want to talk about it because some of us are compromised. We got white friends. We got white family members. I don't care about none of that. My grandfather, my father's brothers on his father's side are all half white. They are all married to white women. And as such, their children are mostly white. A lot of them are on my Facebook page, on my Twitter, and I post what I want to post. Because you have to speak truth to power no matter the situation. This is why I personally, I could not be in an interracial relationship because of how I speak. I would run the risk of offending my mate because there are things I'm going to have to say historically that might be offensive to her, might hurt her. So I can't do that. I can't compromise myself like that. But that's me. I can't speak for nobody else. And you have black people who want to turn this into a class system, a class struggle. It's not a class struggle. If you want to be a class struggle, no problem. Even within the poorer classes in America, black people are still the poorest of the poor. Black people's mean household income is the lowest of everybody. So even within the poor classes, black people are still the poorest. You don't believe me? Go look the stats up. And I'm not from America, and I know that. So when we want to move away from what it really is, you're doing our people a disservice. And the minute somebody brings up, this is a race issue, somebody wants to talk to you about, well, what about these people over here? There are people halfway around the world who are going through some shit right now. Bro, we've been going through that forever. People want to act like you want to take situations and just put them in one little capsule as if this is now. No, you have to link this to historical events and prove and show and prove that this is not new. It's just the latest episode. We can discuss other people another time, but at some point, we have to simply address black people and our situation without bringing in shit about Jews and anybody else, the Jews, and what about people in China? And hey, man, that's deflection. And it's something that our oppressors put in our minds that we must always think about somebody else first before we think about ourselves. That is how they got some of our people to be so gentle with their children, even though they whip us in the field, and then some of our people had to go in and make sure that their children are not crying and be a wet nurse to their child. And some of our men our boys had to be playing with their children to make sure that their children are happy. Why are black people always so willing and so happy and so anxious to go and talk about other people's issues and not deal with our issues first? Where does that mentality come from? I want to know. I need to know. Whenever it's the issue of race, Some of us are simply afraid to call it what it is. Deal with us first for a change. They're murdering black people in America. That's not just 2020. That's 2019, 2018, 2017. Might as well be 15, 17. This ain't no goddamn situation about no social classes, because even in the social classes, black people are the lowest of the low. What are we talking about? I am disappointed in some of the conversations that I see some of these celebrities having. I have to go back on the celebrities again. I see T.I. crying out about, please don't burn down Atlanta. This is Wakanda. This is Wakanda. Atlanta don't deserve this. We ain't did nothing to you. Don't touch massive stuff. Get from round here, boy. What? Let me play a video from Malcolm X talking about entertainers.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community or over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
That was Malcolm X talking about entertainers being our leaders. I don't want to hear nothing from no entertainer when they're telling you calm down. Black people have a right to be incensed. People telling me, well, what's burning down buildings going to do? That's not going to honor George Floyd. You know how much black communities in America white people have simply razed to the ground? Wiped out entire communities of black people. What did that serve? It served them, right? So why when black people lash out, all of a sudden it's, oh, why y'all so angry? That's not going to help nobody. I don't hear none of this shit. I don't want to hear none of this about it's the government wants to divide and conquer the people. When has America been ever unified? America was founded on murder, rape, banditry. There's no unification with other people in America. We could be cool, but never forget, all of us have different histories. And the presence of black people in America is a constant reminder of a history that the European in America would like to forget. Black people's very presence in America is offensive to their eyesight. It is a constant reminder of their shame, and that's why they treat you the way they treat you in America. Because as far as they're concerned, you should not still be here. That's why they're so quick to tell you, why you don't go back to Africa if you don't like America. Go back to Africa. You don't like America, go back to Africa. I'm not on none of this coward shit. I support my brothers and sisters in America. What I will tell them is, don't allow nobody to co-opt your situation right now. Don't allow them to guide you into what they want it to be. This is a race issue. I do not see poor white people getting this treatment. I don't see poor Arabs, poor Asians getting this treatment. Let's take a listen to Fannie Lou Hamer and what she has to say about hypocrisy when it comes to destroying property.
The burning and bombing that was done to us and the houses, nobody never said too much about that, and nothing was done. But let something be burned, by a black man, and then, my God, you see, the flag is drenched with our blood, because you see, so many of our ancestors was killed because we have never accepted slavery. We had to live on it, but we've never wanted it. So we know that this flag is drenched with our blood. So what the young people are saying now, give us a chance to be young men, respected as a man. As we know, this country was built on the black backs of black people across this country. And if we don't have it, you ain't gonna have it either, because we gonna tear it up. That's what they saying.
Well, if you are listening to Fannie Lou Hamer, a powerful queen. These are the people that came before, was trying to give y'all messages, and some of y'all are still too scared to accept the messages and carry it out. She said, if you can't have it, we can't have it, you can't have it neither, because we're going to tear it up. She said, we lived under slavery, we never accepted it. The problem is, the issues, the historic issues that were caused by enslavement have never been resolved. It's been actually exacerbated. It's been hidden. Black people still got issues to resolve. The reparations still needs to be resolved. Access to the same economic welfare. Exactly, Lisa Bales. You remember Fannie Lou. I am not American, and I know these people. Until black people get the same respect in America, you're going to have this issue. Don't tell me no shit about no other ethnic group. Tell me another ethnic group that try to help black people. It don't exist. And if we're going to talk honestly, we're going to have to talk honestly. Oh, but what about these people over here? What about those people over here? I don't care. Let's deal with our issues. Is that okay with you? That's what I'm saying to the rest black people. It's like y'all scared to simply deal with your own issues. You're scared to just close off and say, what is happening to us? You're going to always be somebody in the middle and say, oh, we got to think about other people too. Virgin, trust me, they're thinking about themselves right now. You need to think about you. We got to talk about people like Breonna Taylor, who got gunned down in a house. The brother who was in the park trying to watch birds, even though he came out after, like, oh, I feel so sorry for the lady because, you know, her life is being destroyed. But he himself needs to step back because this ain't about him. I don't care if you feel sorry for this Amy Cooper lady. I don't care. This is not about you. I don't see poor white people getting police called on them for bird watching. This ain't no social class issue. This is a race issue. And y'all are scared to say so. And I have to speak this way because eventually I'm going to have to come to America. And to be honest with you, I'm terrified to come to America because it's open season on black people. And we got too much black people who don't want to address the situation, but you know, running around trying to be, you know, good for everybody. I don't have that conflict. I'm a Pan-Africanist nationalist. I don't want these thugs and terrorists in cargo shorts up in America running around vandalizing property, you know, to satisfy their own needs. I mean, there's all sorts of groups now all of a sudden jumping into this fray. There's all sorts of groups. And they've started controlling the narrative of what it really is. Black people are a minority group in America, one of the smaller minority groups in America. Yet black people are subjected to more of this type of treatment than any other group. Don't tell me no shit about what about other people. We want to go to Malcolm X now. Hear what Malcolm X got to say about police brutality.
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough. And it is because of our effort toward getting straight to the root that people oftentimes think we're dealing in hate. We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you? And I, for one, as a Muslim, believe that the white man is intelligent enough. If he were made to realize how black people really feel and how fed up we are without that old compromise and sweet talk. Stop sweet talking. Tell him how you feel. Tell him what kind of hell you've been catching, and let him know that if he's not ready
to clean his house up. If he's not ready to clean his house up, he shouldn't have a house. It should catch on fire and burn down.
Man say, maybe they shouldn't have a house. Should catch on fire and burn down. The man say, tell him how you really feel. And a lot of us don't really want to say how we really feel. Malcolm X said exactly what I just said. Just say what you feel. Without all this sweet talk and compromising bullshit. Say what you feel. We're the only people in this world who always want compromise and sweet talk and dance around the issue. Just say what you feel. Listen, my page is not going to get a lot of likes. This page is not going to get no likes. What I will say is that's cool, because the few people who like my page understand exactly what I'm saying. Black people got to speak for themselves. Speak up. Speak about your issues. If other people want to speak on behalf of us, cool. But it's about time that we speak up on behalf of ourselves, deal with our own issues, unify, organize. Not all this bullshit shock and jive nonsense. What are we talking about? Anywho, that's all from me. Peace and power in support of the brothers and sisters in America. Y'all stay safe, stay strong, and keep punching this animal in the gut.